Hello beautiful people, it's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking this video together. Let's check it out.
Some good royal news. The Princess of Wales is back to work.
Yes, Her Royal Highness held an early years meeting behind closed doors at Windsor Castle yesterday afternoon. We don't have any pictures of this, of course, but it was the first meeting that has been noted in the court circular since the Princess began her cancer treatment earlier this year.
And the Prince of Wales has been doing his bit too after carrying out a private visit to 22 Special Air Service Regiment, also known as the SAS, of course, based in Hereford, alongside Kate's return to work. So while Prince Harry's jetting back to the UK on Monday, I think, next week to attend the National 2024 Well Child Awards, the Duke has been a patron for the charity for 16 years, raising awareness and financial contributions to ensure the charity can pursue its mission to improve the quality of life.
But before we go on, it's a good thing that the Princess of Wales is back to work. I'm sure lots of people would love to say this and are excited about this because obviously it's not easy. But seeing her doing this is beautiful. Because, I mean, for lots of people who know about cancer treatment and chemo, they know how it can be. So obviously it's a good thing to see that she's coming back to work, or back to work slowly but surely, doing great. But is Harry okay?
Improve the quality of life for seriously ill children and their families.
Well, let's discuss all of this with former BBC Royal correspondent Michael Cole. Good morning to you, Michael. Gosh, whenever I hear about the Well Child Awards and Prince Harry, I always think about the death of the late Queen, because, of course, Harry and Meghan were over in the UK to attend this very event when disaster struck. But let's focus on the good news before we delve into Harry, shall we? And the news that Princess of Wales, albeit behind closed doors, is back chairing meetings, doing what she cares so very deeply about, which is early years.
Good morning, Isabel. Good morning, Ben. Good news indeed. A slow, but we hope steady and sure recovery. It was last December that the Princess did anything like this. As you say, it was a low-key meeting with members of her own staff and a representative from the Centre for Early Learning, Early Childhood. She is committed. She's vowed to support this charity throughout her life. It's her project in many ways. And she's doing that. So another good sign, she probably will be at the Remembrance Sunday ceremonial at the Cenotaph in November. And we can look out for hearing about and perhaps even seeing other small events, because the palace said that it would be a slow return, light duties, if you will. But she's back. And after that wonderful video last week, it's something to be applauded. And she goes with our best wishes, of course.
Yeah.
And the Princess is getting back into the swing of things. Prince William, of course, has been working quite courageously whilst his father and wife have been struggling with their health woes. He was at the SAS base yesterday in Hereford. What was he doing there?
Well, we won't know very much because they never, ever talk about what they do. The SAS keep their secrets very close to their battle dress. But he went down there. He's been before. Obviously, they'll be briefing him about recent work they've been doing and their preparations for doing, well, usually the unexpected. The SAS never know when they're going to be called upon to do the impossible tasks that they carry out with such vigour and courage.
Well, let's talk about Prince Harry then. He is due in the country. He's flying solo. He has done pretty much in the last few years, ever since, I think it was at the funeral of the late Queen, was the last time Meghan was here. A lot of us are very happy about that because Meghan has said so many terrible things about the royal family. We don't need to go into all of that. But, you know, is there a thawing in relations? It was Harry's birthday on Sunday. The Prince and Princess of Wales and the royal family wished him a very public happy birthday. Could there be some sort of meeting between the brothers, do you think?
I think there are two chances of that, Isabel: slim and none, to be honest with you. If it's a thaw, it's an extremely slow thaw. Wellness, Well Child is a project that he's been involved with for 16 years. He's been a patron. He is really committed to it. He loves it, and they love him. He always gets a great reception when he comes over for the awards. In fact, in 2019, at the awards ceremony, just after their son, Prince Archie, had been born, he broke down, he really broke down emotionally at the struggles of children with very, very trying and difficult conditions, and how resilient they are and how wonderful the people are who support them. So he'll be over for that. Question is, where will he stay? Last time he was here, he stayed at a hotel, even though he was offered the freedom of Buckingham Palace if he wished to stay there. His king said, stay at my place, old boy. But he didn't. And I think the chances of him meeting again with the Prince and Princess of Wales are, I would say, virtually non-existent.
And Michael...
Exactly. Because, I mean, who would want to meet with this type of person after all the activities or after everything that is done to the family? Who would? Because once bitten, twice shy. But again, if he's coming back to the UK, maybe he would use the exact same way he used the last time when he visited or when he came. Because obviously, he left the family, or he decided to leave the family, doesn't want to get attached, whatever. So, he's a big boy now. 40. Oh, 40 is 40. He's 40 years. So he can stand on his own. He can do things on his own. He would not be needing his family. 40. I actually forgot he just turned 40. He's a big boy. He's an adult. What do you think?
I'm not sure if you know the details on this, but Vanity Fair have a story out overnight saying, and in actual fact, I'm not sure how much of a scoop it is, because it's basically saying that the King Charles, called Harry on his 40th birthday. I mean, father calls son on his birthday, who would have guessed? But any idea if that's true?
Well, it was said at the time that he would call, 8 hours difference between California and here, and that the King would call him in our afternoon, their early morning, around breakfast time. It was never confirmed. Normally, I think, on these occasions, Buckingham Palace would confirm if there had been a video call, rather like one we're having now. But of course, the King would have been rather wary of that, because the last time there was a video call, and the children, Archie and Lilibet, were involved in it, and that was leaked the next day, presumably by Prince Harry's PR people, that there had been this meeting by whatever means, Scoop, Zoom or Skype, whatever it was. So if it did happen, it would be interesting, and it would show a renewal of trust, or perhaps new conditions for when these calls are made.
Or just father and son, not the royal family this time, just father and son, because obviously he is still the king's son. So he may want to call him, regardless of how it is. I mean, it's a son, so he may want to call him son and be like, wish him happy birthday, or send him his birthday wishes and all of that, because he is his son, regardless of the family differences or the royal family title and all of that. He's still the son of the king. But wait, are there no secrets? Okay. Seriously? Okay. Now this, because we get it, the royal family, but at the same time, there are some details or some things that are supposed to be private, let alone if you are a member of the family, you're supposed to protect your family. I want to believe that we as people, as human beings, as much as lots of people want to share things about themselves, they still want to keep some details a mystery, private. I still want to believe that. Let me know what you think.
Great news. Very pleased for the Princess of Wales and, of course, the Wales' family.
Yeah. I mean, we have missed her, really, not just, us journalists, because she sells and she's popular and she looks fantastic, but just, the British population have missed her. She's been such an asset to the royal family. I think it's really made us all realise what a big part of it she is.
Yeah, I've always controversially said I think Charles should have abdicated and skipped and let William and Kate
I have to say,
take the throne.
I agree. It happens a lot in other royal families across Europe. probably a bit harsh on Charles.
He
waiting his whole life, the longest heir in waiting in history, I think. But, you know, do we want then William to take over the crown when he's in his 70s as well? Is the monarchy always going to be geriatric?
I think when you have the threat, and again, I argue it is a threat from Harry and Meghan's behaviour, particularly Meghan. I think Harry's just been a bit of a silly boy and gone along with it. But when you have that threat to the monarchy, I think you need to just got to modernise the monarchy and make plans to contest that. And I think William and Kate being rushed into that position would have been a good thing.
Although I should say, I think King Charles is doing a fabulous job. So
I feel sorry for the King as well, having waited so long, taken the throne, and then he gets hit with his
But he's done a great job. He is doing a great job.
So we're going to talk now to royal broadcaster Caroline Aston. Caroline, that is good news because it's another sign that she's recovering, although we do know it's quite clear that she's not out of the woods yet with cancer.
Absolutely, and I'm sure her engagements, the ones that are published, will be carefully monitored to make sure that her energy levels, her general well-being are considered first and foremost. But great to see her, you know, also talking about one of the causes so dear to her heart, those early years. I mean, after all, she has got 3 of the most photogenic children you could imagine who starred in the, perhaps at times, somewhat controversial video. Lots of debate going on about that, about the production values, the glossiness of it, etc. But generally, I think the opinion has been it's great to see her. Wonderful good news that she's well on the road back to recovery, we hope. And to see a family together enjoying the dappled sunlight, the ferns, and of course that wonderful music. Great piece of filmmaking, in my opinion, by Will Waugh. Great job done there. And yes, there she is, such a popular member of the royal family. And I'm sure we've all watched her progress back to this point of re-emergence with hope in our hearts. And I thought her message to fellow sufferers that they're not alone, hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, and out of darkness, of course, can come bright light.
Yeah.
Great words from a great lady.
And Caroline, talking of re-emergence, we've got the visit of Prince Harry to look forward to this month. Why is he going to be here, and how do you think he'll be greeted?
Well, of course, the small handful of charities that he's still attached to following stepping down as a non-working royal, the Well Child Award is a very important one, dealing as it does with disabled and seriously ill children. He was here last year to present awards. That was on September the 7th last year. A charity that was founded, I think it was around about 2005, and he takes it seriously. But of course, rather like Meghan was supposedly and then not cropped from the birthday greeting photograph that was published the other day, she's not in the picture for this visit. And in fact, are we surprised by that? Probably not. I'm sure every body language expert in the land will be watching the prince's demeanour, his expression, every gesture and twitch to see what they can read into it. But we've moved on, haven't we, from the days of being joined at the hip, these two, and we move into a future where there's a divergence of pathways. Watch that space.
OK, thank you, Caroline. Brilliant as always. Caroline Aston there, royal broadcaster.
Beautiful to see and to hear that the Princess of Wales is slowly but surely getting back to work regardless. Beautiful, because I mean, health is something people shouldn't joke with, but seeing that she's doing well and coming back to do her duties is beautiful and priceless to see. But let's talk about Harry, Prince Harry. Imagine what he's doing. Fantastic job. Which would have been if he were to be a working royal. Because do you know what that is? I mean, these are people that lots of people don't even pay attention to. And is him being a royal, being a member of the royal family, taking this initiative, doing this, finally giving these people a chance that we see you, we understand what you're going through. But he stepped down. He really left. Wow. Just wow. Something must be wrong somewhere. Something must be really wrong somewhere. Or where do you think? Because obviously, yeah, Blame Brexit all you want, but something else is wrong somewhere. Well, let's see how this would go, or this would play, since he's visiting the UK again for this. Let's see how this would go. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment down below. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I would really love to share that and share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next